For those of you I have not met, I'm Mitch Settle, Chairman of the Board of Kentucky Wesleyan College. I want to welcome you to our beautiful campus. We look forward to introducing our new president to you in a few minutes. But first, I want to give a few thank yous to our search committee. The Presidential Search Committee, chaired by our own Bart Darrell, did, in my opinion, a phenomenal job. They worked diligently since late last year with a great sacrifice of their time, but they could not have done it alone. Involvement by the faculty and the staff, the students who took part in the interview process, provided their input was quite valuable. I want to thank everybody on the Presidential Search Committee. I also want to thank Dr. Cheryl King, our 32nd president. I've been honored to work with Cheryl. I've been honored to work with Cheryl over the last 3 years. Her love for the college and for this institution is second to none, and it's evident every day that Dr. King is on campus. Through her leadership, the college developed a superb strategic plan that leaves a firm foundation for Dr. Turner. Thank you, Dr. Cheryl King. And now I'd like to introduce to you Bart Darrell, a KWC graduate, a trustee, and a chair of the Presidential Search Committee.
Well, good morning, and again, welcome. When I agreed to serve as the chair of the search committee, some of my good friends kept their mouths shut until after I agreed to do it, before I was told how much was involved. You know who your friends are. But it was an absolute privilege to represent the committee and the board on that as the chair. And I thought I knew a little bit about higher education, but I learned more than I've ever learned my whole life during this process. And I will tell you that this was truly a national search for one of the country's premier institutions. And the process worked, and we have the best available president in the country to lead our institution. We did that. I do want to recognize the members of the search committee who are here. Mitch talked about the time it took. If you want to know how much time it really took, don't ask anybody here. Ask them the partners at my law firm. Much better than I can. The folks I'm going to introduce you to committed themselves and their time to the process, and I can tell you that from top to bottom, they gave it everything they had for the love of this college, and it worked. Dr. Ken Ayers, you have to raise your hand. I know you're the professor, but I get to ask you. Dr. Jeff Barber, I don't know if Jeff's here. Dr. Paula Den, our academic dean, where are you?
I'm back in the corner behind the panel.
Reverend Tom Breed, one of our trustees. Brent Holzclaw is our football coach. Dr. Leah Hoover. And Arva Kenner, who is one of our trustees. And again, I just want to publicly thank them for the time and the energy they gave to this process. And again, we've got the best of the best. So thank you for the opportunity and privilege of serving as the search committee chair.
Thank you, Bart.
And now I will give for a few remarks Dr. Ken Ayers.
As faculty at Wesleyan for the last 32 years, in about 3 days. This was the first time I had the privilege of serving on a search committee like this. And it gave me an opportunity to look at this process through the eyes of a faculty member. The team was strong, we were very diverse, and we worked well together. But today I'll bring to you a candidate who started as a faculty member. And he, as serving as president, can see the college also through the faculty eyes. And that I'm very thankful for. In fact, the faculty's still in him because he loves to teach. He taught when he could at both colleges. He was president. And you know what the British literature class is, John, here's your replacement. So I'd like to welcome him and thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. And now I'll introduce Ryan Williams, the incoming SGA president.
Good morning. On behalf of the Student Government Association, I want to welcome Dr. Craig Turner and his wife Annette to the Kentucky Wesleyan College community. I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Turner and eat lunch with him when he came to our campus. Dr. Turner has many important values to our campus and will do really well here. At one of the sessions I attended, he told us that he would always put God first, his family second, and the college third. I believe this will be very important for his success here at Kentucky Wesleyan. Dr. Turner was the right choice for our college because he values faith-based private education. I also want to add a very special thank you to Dr. King. I know you have a very special place in my heart. Thank you for influencing everything in my life. Dr. Turner, as SGA president, I look forward to working with you one-on-one in the fall. I would now like to introduce Jeff Foreman, chair-elect of the Board of Trustees.
Before I get started, there's several people that have come in. If you all can kind of move on in a little bit. I know you're going to want to hear Dr. Turner as he prepares us here. It's my privilege as chair-elect of the Board of Trustees to introduce the Turners to our community. They've been married 41 years. That's a while.
She was 7 when we married.
They have a son and a daughter, both of whom live in the Dallas, Texas area. And one of the things we learned very early on, and he's a proud grandpapa, and he'll show you those pictures anytime you want to see them. He wants them right out. You know, when we went to the Presidential Search Committee, we were looking for a president, and we really didn't hire a president. We really hired his wife, Annette. We love her. And he just came along with us. So, Dr. Turner, we're thrilled that you're here. Annette was a former elementary school teacher, and she and Dr. Turner met as students at Baylor University. Dr. Turner comes to us from Catawba College in North Carolina, and prior to that, served as Catawba's president for 3 years. He was president of Hardin-Simmons University in Abilene, Texas from 2001 to 2008. He earned a PhD from Tulane University in American and British literature. And I understand you're going to be teaching, and we got your wife. We really got a benefit. We just didn't get one person. We got 2 or 3 here. So that's great. But he earned his PhD from Tulane, and then he taught English at Texas A&M and Mississippi College, as well as at Hardin-Simmons. We think he brings a great commitment to KWC and to liberal arts education in a faith-based setting. And as our student representative told you, one of the things that came across the interview was faith, family, and job. And, you know, that's a balance is an important thing, especially in this job as all-consuming as it is. So we're just thrilled to have you. And on behalf of the community, the trustees, faculty, staff, welcome, Dr. Turner.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you all for being here. Annette and I are so excited about the opportunities that we see at Kentucky Wesleyan. And let me now take just a couple of minutes and thank some people. I want to thank Mitch Settle, the chairman of the board, for extending the offer. I want to thank Mark Carroll for heading the search committee. The day we were here to do the interview, Ken spent the entire day with me, riding around on a golf cart at times in the cold weather, trying to stay dry. I'm pleased to see that the sun actually does shine. I'm beginning to worry about that, but we're excited about that. As Ryan mentioned, I had an opportunity to meet with students. My heart is with students, and Jeff, of course, at a time of dire need for me, during the day that I was here, brought me a Coke Zero, which I desperately needed. So Jeff, I'll always thank you for that Coke Zero. And I told the search committee when I interviewed in Bowling Green that if they invited me to campus, had an opportunity to meet Annette, that they would probably want to hire me. So I accept the fact that I'm number 2. I recognize that. I also want to thank Dr. Cheryl King for giving me a gracious amount of her time, for opening her office and her home to show us around, to sitting and talking with us and telling us about some of her experiences here. Cheryl, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Cheryl has graciously given me her contact information and said, call her at any time, and I promise you I will. So thank you, Cheryl, for that. And I want to give you a round of applause. Now let me say, I tend to be a little bit hyperbolic. That is, I tend to exaggerate a little bit. I'm an English teacher, so I use big words once in a while. Forget that I shouldn't do that. But I may tend to exaggerate a little bit because I have a lot of energy and I have a lot of excitement about coming to Kentucky Wesleyan College. And I haven't told Paula this yet, but the Vice President of Academic Affairs, I want to teach a course in the spring. I want to get back into the classroom. It'll put me in touch with the students in a way that is part of what the college experience is all about. And I tell you, I'll need it by then because teaching recharges my batteries. For whatever amount of time I'm preparing for class and in class, that's the only thing on my mind. That is foremost with me. And I can forget all of the trustee issues and all of the other issues that a college president has to deal with. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that classroom in the spring. And I expect to see you in there, Ryan, by the way. I look forward to teaching. I look forward to working with the people here. Annette and I have been tremendously impressed with the way people have welcomed us here, the way they have opened up to us and told us about the experience. And we're just thrilled, beyond words, to come to Kentucky Wesleyan. And I want to tell you both, Jeff and Ryan commented on faith. That's very important for us. When we made the decision not to renew our contract at Catawba in January, we began praying. And we looked at a lot of places. And during that time, when we arrived at Kentucky Wesleyan, and I looked at it online and I did some research, I told Annette, I think this is the place that God wants us. And He's opened those doors, and we're tremendously excited about that. I also want to say Owensboro has been a real revelation to us. You know, when you come to a city you've never been to before, you don't know what to expect. We've been thrilled with Owensboro. We love what's happening downtown, down on the river. This is an exciting place to be. It's an exciting time to be here. We feel like Kentucky Wesleyan is a great opportunity, Dr. King and the predecessors here have taken this school to a wonderful level. I hope that Annette and I will have the opportunity to take it to the next level. We do have a little bit of a handicap. We have two lawyers right up here on the board that don't come. But we'll do that. Not to mention the used car sales. We're excited about the opportunity to work with the people here at Kentucky Wesleyan because we've just been thrilled by the opportunity to be here. I could talk on and on about how excited I am, but I hope you get a picture of exactly how I feel. Rather than doing that, I'm going to throw it open and ask the media particularly, but anybody else, if you have any questions, I'll show you the pictures of my granddaughters later. I'll tell you, if you haven't had grandchildren yet, skip children, go straight to grandchildren. It's wonderful. They're absolutely fantastic. So I'll show you the pictures of those later. But any questions? Now, I've never been at a press conference where nobody asked questions before. Nobody?
We'll get you after.
I'm sorry.
We'll get you afterwards.
We'll get you after. Okay. Okay, they're going to try to do this one-on-one stuff, which I don't like. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Anybody else have anything? Let me just say, Annette and I are so excited. And Annette, stand up and let everybody see you. She's obviously excited. And let me tell you what people find out, especially the students here on campus, that Annette opens the house to people. She wants to have people in the home, and she wants to have the opportunity to work with people. She is truly a partner in this relationship, and we're thrilled. We're just excited. If you can't tell, I can hardly contain myself with excitement. I tend to, by the way, I don't drink coffee, so this isn't caffeine that you're seeing. This is me. Okay, this is me, and I haven't even had a Coke Zero.
That's
I
Coke
haven't had
Zero.
one of those this morning, so I really could use one. But again, thank you all for coming, and we're so excited about the opportunity to come here. And if there's anything we can do, we're going to be here June 1st. And from what I understand, what they're telling me, I have a meeting that I have to leave and go to Indianapolis for June 2nd. So it'll be a short stay. But we're going to June 1st, go to a meeting in Indianapolis June 2nd. We'll be back here and living in an apartment over in the student housing area. And we're so thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
Anyone that would like to meet talk with Dr. Turner, he's going to be here mainly for a little bit. I know he has to speak with the press, and then he's got to get on an airplane and go back to North Carolina. But he'll be here for a few minutes. Come up and introduce yourself to he and Annette.
Thank you all.